These are like literally pubes. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a back to school glow up featuring just drugstore products. Do people still say glow up? Because I don't know, I'm like out of the loop. Anyways, I'm not going back to school, but I feel like this is a good time to show you kind of what I do with my face. So I literally just got my eyebrows done this morning, so I'm still a little red. And then I have, you know, a lot of redness in my skin. And then I have this thing right here. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know if it's a cut or a zit or, you know, something else really attractive. So I need to cover that up too. So we're gonna do that. And I'm just gonna show you how I can transform my face with drugstore products. So let's get started. Okay, again, my AC is off, and so I might just start sweating profusely. I have a mirror down here, so I might be looking at that and this. Okay, so first thing, I've already put this on. So it's the Clean and Clear moisturizer. I've been using this forever, and if it ever goes out of stock or, you know, whatever, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because that's the only thing I trust on my face. It doesn't feel heavy or greasy. It's literally the perfect drugstore moisturizer. So that is on, and I'm gonna start with my CoverGirl concealer. So just to preface this, I am not like a makeup professional. This is just to show you what I do. But I've seen a lot of people do concealer after their foundation, which I guess makes sense because it brightens up, but I've always done it this way. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I put it under my eyes, and then I do like a stripe down my nose. And then I'm just gonna go like crazy on my chin. So I just dab it everywhere. And then I used to use my fingers. I used to be a finger person, but then I started using brushes, and I was kind of hesitant to use brushes because I thought it just was like, I don't know, like it felt weird painting it, but now I really like it. So now I'm gonna use this e.l.f. small stipple brush. I used to like actually stipple, but with this I kind of just do small circles instead. So I just kind of buff that in. I had a e.l.f. Concealer brush, but it was very tapered and it just didn't spread right for me. So, and this, like, I don't really care if it's like not super well done, because then we're gonna go over it a couple of times. I don't really cake face, but I do a couple of layers. So this is just to get away most of the redness. I really hope the colors are showing up, but it looks right to me. All right, so just get it a little more in. And then I get like a little, I've been pretty good. Like I have dark under eyes, but like here I've seen a lot of people are like really red just in general, but this part of my eye is usually pretty good and not like discolored. Okay, that is good enough for me. So next I use Rimmel Match Perfection. This is like super cheap, which is awesome. I mainly stay with drugstore foundations. But I go between CoverGirl, Rimmel, Maybelline. Like I've tried literally everything. So I just put them on the back of my hand, and then I just kind of dip a little bit of the brush into it, and then literally paint my face. So, but so I go between a couple of the drugstore foundations. So this is what I'm using currently, and I really like the coverage it gives. So to me, like my skin is just really, really red. Like even if I didn't have my eyebrows done, it would still be red. So to me, I do this to even everything out. My chin is always the worst though. Also, sorry for looking over here in my mirror and not at you. Okay. And I also really focus just on this part of my forehead because my bangs usually cover that much. So that, I'm gonna do my whole forehead obviously, but I always really make sure this part is covered because it's always super shiny. Like no matter what I do, how much powder I add. Blend that into my hair a little bit. Ugh. All right, and then I just gotta do this side of my face, or I could be Two-Face from Batman. So again, I just use circle kind of things. No one ever taught me how to do makeup, and I was a teenager before YouTube existed. Like I remember when it first came out, I was like a junior in high school. So I didn't really have like tutorials. I kind of just learned as I went. And actually a lot of what I learned was from my younger sister and her friends. So I was literally having like 12-year-olds do my makeup and they knew more than I did. So, okay, so pretty, still shiny, but we're gonna add powder. So pretty even face. What I usually do with the like excess is I do my jawline just to, I was forever, I would always stop and then I'd have that obvious line, especially when you have like, you know, not the best jawline. So it was like an obvious like, oh, your second chin is super white. So I always make sure to get my neck a little bit just to even everything out. And then wipe the rest of the wrist off. Next, I'm using Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This is the best thing, like, no matter what I've used. I was on CoverGirl for years, and then I used this, and I was like, I'm never going back. Like, this is such good pressed powder. It makes you look like really, really, like, flawless and not caked, and I don't know, I just love it. I'm also using this brush, like, I've had this brush since Nom, and it's done me just fine. So this, I just use, everything I'm using is literally in the lightest color they carry because I am the whitest person I know. So this is just to even everything out. Kind of, it gets rid of the brush lines from when you do your foundation with that brush. And just evens everything out and like keeps it matte. And again, I'm focusing on this shiny part of my forehead, which will be shiny again by the time I am done with this video. I'm really hoping this stays focused. There we go. I just got this new camera, so I still don't know, like, how to really use it. And my eyesight is so bad, so I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, I look okay. But then once I put it on my computer, it's like completely out of focus. All right. My mustache is sweating. That's happening. Okay. And then again, with a little bit more, I just blend it on the neck. All right. The bad thing about being pale is that no matter how light I buy the, you know, face products, it's never gonna match my neck because I'm just so pale. Okay, sorry about that. My battery ran out and then my dad started like blowing grass clippings and I assumed it was my neighbor, but then I looked out and my dad is literally right on my porch. So next is blush, and I'm using this e.l.f. powder brush, but I use it as a blush brush, which I shouldn't because it kind of sucks. Like, these are like literally pubes. Like, they're so gross and coarse and disgusting, but this is what I use on my face. So if you have any recommendations about a blush brush, please let me know. So I also use this blush, e.l.f. blush, and I think it says glow on the back, maybe that's the color, but it's a super nice like coral color. So it's not too dark for my skin. I feel like if I wore something like super, you know, fuchsia, pink, red, it would just look like clownish on me. So this is good because it's nice and like light and more kind of suited for my skin tone. The thing about this though is it's so powdery, like it makes a mess everywhere. So I don't know if I want to keep buying this or if I want to try something new. Okay, so then I do that, like you smile and get the apples of your cheeks just to give me some color. For a while there, like I totally forgot to put on blush every day, and it definitely made a difference in my face. Like I was like two-dimensional without it. Now it like brightens me up. And I'm starting to sweat. Okay, so I don't go too crazy. Do you see what I'm talking about with that shiny? The lighting, ugh. Okay. Okay, I will deviate from my, oh, this is the drugstore thing. Because the only highlighter I use is the Mary Luminizer. So it's not like super high end, but it is, I think, like 20 bucks. I've had this for years though, which a little gross, but I still have a lot left. Okay, so I use this broken tip of a e.l.f. brush, and it's pretty like thin. So I think this is a good thing. I'm so sweaty and I'm sorry about that. Whew. I think this is a good size for me for highlighter. And I don't know what I was doing with my life before highlighter. Like, it really, really brightens up the face. So I just take, like, I dip it, because this, a little bit goes a long way with this. So then I go above, just above the blush and buff it out. So good. Okay, so sweat here, highlight here, but I will wipe off my sweat. That's like really noticeable. I have all these videos I want to film, but it's so hot and I need to turn off my AC to do it. Okay, so highlighter on. So that was a deviation from drugstore stuff, but if you know of any drugstore highlighters, let me know. Okay, so finally, I really don't do, for the most part, eye shadows because I'm just not good at blending. But I do always go for eyeliner and mascara, so I'll do the eyeliner first. So this is Revlon Color Stay, the little like crayon. This I love, like this is my go-to eyeliner. I've tried liquids, you know, gels, like this I always come back to. So I think I might do this in the mirror. For the most part, I go out and then into the mid-eye. I haven't really been continuing on to the middle. I don't know, I think it's just easier for me to just do half an eye and it's not like noticeable. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I do find though when I go all the way into my eye, it then smudges down here. So for the most part, I don't really line my entire eye. So how am I gonna do this? Okay. I do what you're really not supposed to do. I pull out my eye, like, you know, and then draw it on. And everyone says it's gonna make your like eyes droopy, but show me an old woman with like saggy eyelids. You know, I don't think that's like super true. There's so many bad things. Ugh. There's so many bad things that are gonna happen to us when we're old. So I feel like a saggy eyelid is like the least of my problems. So I pull out my eye and draw. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, let me check that out. Oh my God. Because I wasn't looking, I made 2 wings because I'm a sociopath. So you can see, so I literally go, let me zoom in. I'll probably go like way too close. Okay, the lighting, okay. So I only go like mid-eye and then out. So the wings like usually don't match, like no one's perfect. So you gotta remember that your wings are gonna be sisters, not twins. So just do the best you can. And I can go over and try to even it out. Sometimes like you overdo it and then like you're like, okay, I should just draw the Batman symbol on my face because that's basically what I'm already doing. But I think I try and stop myself before I get too crazy about it. So that was like the totally wrong way to put on your eyeliner. Finally is my CoverGirl, yes. Lash Blast Volume. I just call it the orange tube. Like this has been my go-to for years, like since I've been wearing makeup. I have ventured out, I'd say mascaras where I do try the higher end kind of stuff. So I've had like the super expensive ones and I always come back to this. Like there's been other ones that like, you know, make them thicker or longer, but then they're like gross or, you know, they don't come off right. So I always come back to this. It's a good staple. So I usually do that zigzag at the bottom and pull them out. I do try and focus on the outer edges. The good thing about this, it's not clumpy at all. I hate those like, I think it's called the spider effect, and that just really grosses me out. You know what I also hate is when, I don't know, like tutorials will call for like, oh, put on one layer and then come back and put another one on. I just get so grossed out by the feeling of mascara on mascara, especially when it's dry. Have you ever had to like reapply and it's just like, it feels like crust to me. It's so gross. So this I can do left-handed. So that is it for the most part. Then I can usually go, I'll usually go in I have a Milani lip liner, which I love, but I think my sister stole it because it's not in my stuff. So this is a Maybelline Color Whisper, and just like a simple pink. It's called Pinup Peach. So put that on. I'm not a huge lip product person, but I do try and go for more natural looking stuff. I would love to branch out and wear like, you know, cool dark lipstick, but I don't know, I feel like a grandma when I put lip product on. Okay. And like I said, look at that shiny forehead. This is really attractive. Okay. Let me go on over that once more with some powder. So, I definitely feel like I definitely lost my mind halfway through this. So clearly I'm not the best at doing makeup, but this was just my everyday face and this is how I've been doing it. So hope you liked it and I'll see you soon. Bye.